Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was by far the best film we watched this quarter. Taking place in New York City, 15-year-old Miles Morales was spray painting deep in New York City subway stations getting bit by a spider. That spider gave him spider-like abilities, and while he was down there, he found a reactor that created parallel universes that would soon destroy the world. Through those parallel universes, 5 other spider-like people came into the universe and helped him destroy that and save the world. Many things in this film made this such an amazing movie. One thing I really want to touch on is the editing of the film. My favorite part of the movie was the colors. I mean, they were so bright and so variant, it really just sucked your attention in and got you to focus on whatever bright color was popping at the time. And the best part was during the fighting scenes around the reactor, the colors were just so bright and there were so many different colors just getting thrown at you. And it was just really trippy, and that's like the best way I think I can describe it is just trippy. And to go further into editing, in an interview with Robert Fisher Jr., who's the head editor of the film, he talked about how they want to use the best 3D CGI possible, but don't throw out the 2D and comic book designs. And by that, I mean use etchings from comic books. And one neat feature that they did use was on top of the 3D CGI characters, they would actually draw in the thought bubbles, which I feel like gave this a really unique look. So from the awesome scenes, the use of color, and the great layering of this film, I think it really puts this movie as one of the best animated films of all time. Now here's my favorite part of the entire film, the soundtrack and diversity. Usually superhero movies are this white dominant male actor, while in this one it's a 15-year-old African-American Latino boy who wears Nike Air Jordans, listens to hip-hop music, and goes around tagging New York City. And I think that's just awesome. Alongside of him, there's 5 other spider-like people. 1 being Peter Parker, who we all know of. 2 being Spider-Gwen, who is this badass female character. 3 is Penny Parker, who's this anime character. 4 being Spider-Noir, who a 1940s inspired character. And 5 being Spider-Ham, who is this Looney Tunes inspired character. I think that just goes to show how diverse this film really is. It has a African American lead actor, a Asian actress next to him, and this really badass female character, and we don't really see that in a lot of films, especially superhero films. So I think it's really awesome and neat that they incorporated those types of people. Another thing that really helps build the diversity case is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is amazing. It's primarily hip-hop based, but not just any hip-hop based. It's relevant to today's age. And the movie starts off with Miles Morales listening to a song by Post Malone and Sway Lee, who are 2 big rappers in today's age. And even in the film, we hear songs from Juice WRLD, Nicki Minaj, Jaden Smith, Lil Wayne, and XXXTentacion, which I think are awesome features to show. And it really goes to show how diverse they want this film. And it really builds the credibility, because that's something a normal 15-year-old boy in today's age should be listening to. And I think it's great that they made this so realistic. I'm so glad we got to watch this film in class, because it easily became one of my favorites I've ever seen. From the amazing editing to the diversity and the phenomenal soundtrack, that really just built up this movie to be this great movie that's way more than just an awesome animated film. It gives children of color hope that they can be a superhero or be whatever they want. And I think the message behind this movie is awesome. And I love that it stands for more than just a film. It stands for hope.